Hey guys, this is Brad, and welcome to the Wealth Motivation channel. Anyway, there's something I wanted to touch on that I think has been not necessarily a myth, but something that has been misused, per se. So, that being said, yeah, that being said, somebody who I've been quoted this my entire life. I have heard this from so many different people, including people that have this. And to me, it just cracks me up, especially when somebody who has this tells me that it doesn't. Yeah. And that saying, what has been said is, money doesn't buy happiness. You have no idea what I want to say right now when I hear that. Like, I cannot say appropriate things. I want to say inappropriate things, but I will hold my tongue. But what I will say is, to me, that is a retarded and, to a degree, toxic idea. And what I mean by that is, they say, oh, money doesn't buy happiness, blah, blah, blah. The poor person's just as happy as the rich person. Nah. Are you retarded? It's just like, that's not... my brain can't even wrap around that. And when they say money doesn't buy happiness, and I've been told this, Bradley, you need to not focus so much on the money. Money doesn't buy happiness. And guess what? I was hearing this from somebody who makes over $500,000 a year. My good Lord. Boy. Drives me nuts, especially when I hear it from people who have money. So, that being said, there's like, don't focus on the money, Bradley. Focus on being, good person, good Christian, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, okay. Well, in today's day and age, yeah, you can help people to a certain degree without money. Yeah, you can help them move, do this, that, and the other thing. But, I mean, in my opinion, in order to truly help a lot of people, you have to have an absorbent amount of money. That's just my opinion. For everything I want to do, it's going to take money. I want to help the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation preserve more public lands and wild areas to make sure it's never touched or developed. I want to work with QDMA, Quality Deer Management. I want to work with Pheasants Forever. I want to teach others, once I figure it out, I want to teach others how to accumulate and keep wealth. I want to help people. I want to, at least in certain private colleges, get a better understanding so people understand what assets are and what liabilities are, because clearly no one knows the difference, and it makes me cringe. People don't understand what's the difference between good debt and bad debt. Who knows why, but some people don't understand the difference. Anyway, I digress. So, I mean, there's multiple things that I would like to achieve, and on top of, being able to do, a lot of people have heard me say this, I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, help who I want, when I want. And that's been my core foundation for what my values are. And that's kind of what my core values are for all my companies I'm trying to start, whether it's my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, my drop shipping companies, all this other kind of stuff, which hopefully in the next few months you'll be seeing something for one of my drop shipping companies. I'm not going to say what it is or anything, but hopefully you'll be seeing a little glimmer of something soon. hoping to have the full company up and going by the end of this year. Because I'm a perfectionist and that tends to bite me in the butt. But hey, do what you gotta do. Anyway, main point. So, what was I gonna say? So yeah, when you say money can't buy happiness and all this other stuff, when you hear people say like, well, what'd you do for that person? Oh, I gave him $5. Okay. Oh, I gave them money for school clothes. Oh, I helped pay for this kid to go to a private school that they really wanted to attend. Last I checked, all those things take money. And if you're making like $30,000 a year, barely making ends meet, you really can't do that. I mean, especially if you're trying to take care of your own marriage, your own kids, your own house, all this other fun stuff. It's just like, eh. So, mostly what I'm trying to get at is money to a degree does buy happiness, but truly there are people out there, no matter what, they're just not going to be happy, and some people just need to accept that reality, whether they're rich, they're poor, no matter how many toys they have, whatever. But think about it. If you have plenty of money, you have plenty of assets providing you with more money each month, and all this other fun stuff, then, because if we look at statistics, one of the biggest things, I'm going to look at marriage right now, because that's one of the biggest issues in our country. If you look at marriage, one of the biggest reasons marriages fail is because of financial stress. And you can agree with me, disagree with me, whatever. But one of the biggest things, and I mean, I've witnessed this in a lot of people, and one of the biggest key stressors is finances. Oh, we don't have enough money, we don't have this, we don't have this, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay. And then people are just like, money doesn't buy happiness. Well, it can take some stress off your marriage. How about that? That'll make your life a little bit happier. Just saying. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to be able to afford to send your kids to the best quality education that they deserve? Why wouldn't you want to, be able to afford all the best medical care in the world that, you, your spouse, or kids deserve? Why wouldn't you want to be able to live and afford the best quality food? Like, why wouldn't you want any of this? Like, to me, it's just insanity. Because if you look at a lot of, I don't necessarily want to call them poor, because I'm not rich by any standards. But let's say, like, people who are less well off, they buy a lot of fast food, frozen food, stuff that just isn't overly healthy, because that's the cheapest thing. Because to eat healthy, you have to buy quite a bit, quite often. And so, that becomes a little bit expensive, in my opinion. So, that being said, why wouldn't you want to create a bunch of assets that can help you get the best food, the best quality food, the healthiest food, all this other fun stuff? Why wouldn't you want to be able to take your spouse out to a super nice dinner, at least once every other week, to make sure you focus on your marriage? Why wouldn't you want to, be able to afford to, buy your spouse flowers, or, surprising your husband with something nice, or, whatever it is. Like, material possessions aren't everything, but it's having the ability to do those things. And then the other thing is, I know some people are going to be like, well, the Bible says the rich man can't go into heaven. It's like trying to fit a camel through the eye of a needle. Well, it's just like, well, last I checked, all the nice things are in heaven. So it'd be kind of downgrading if I try and take all my stuff to heaven. Because if all the nice stuff is up there, why would I be trying to take this? Makes no sense to me. That's just the way my brain works. But whatever. Sorry. But anyway, there's a lot of myths, there's a lot of misinterpretations, there's a lot of this, that, the other thing that people, I think, just don't fully understand. And I mean, people don't fully understand why lots of people get honed in on trying to create wealth, trying to create a better life, trying to create a better lifestyle, trying to do this, that, the other thing. I mean, it just gets completely out of whack. And I don't fully understand. Yeah, I don't fully understand. And the biggest thing that I still scratch my head about, and I literally think about this at least every other day, is why would somebody who has material possession, somebody who has money and has the ability to do anything that they want, why would they be telling other people to not focus on money? And that part has always puzzled me. And I've literally thought about this quite a bit, and frankly, I don't have a clear-cut answer. There's many different, it's like a multiple answer, multiple choice question that has a bunch of right answers, but you don't truly, sorry, I got a message. You don't truly know what the right answer is. And I have my suspicions on what the right answer is, but I don't want to say it. But I don't know. One of the biggest deals, though, that I have to say is strive to become wealthy for the right reasons. Strive to become wealthy to give. Strive to become wealthy so you can help your community, make it grow, make it become better. Help your friends out. Like, I'm going to give you a quick example. One of the things that I would absolutely love to do, and I mean, this is one of my dreams. Several of my good friends, I would love to be able to give them a $1 million check and a brand new car of their choice, whether they want a car, a truck, a Jeep, whatever it is. And so they have the means to start putting things aside so they have a good quality, reliable vehicle, and so they have money that they can start putting towards retirement and creating assets and all this other stuff, and let them know that since I've already made it, I can show them how to create assets, create more money, and so that they can pass it on and give to others as well. And that's one of the biggest things that I strive for, and I pray that I can do in the very near future. And I've told this to many of my friends, many different people. My goal is to retire by 40. I have zero desire to work past 40. And when I say work, I mean like a 9 to 5 job. I mean, if I have to, fly to a different state to look at, some apartment complexes I want to invest in, if I have to, go check on how one of my companies is doing, something like this, go consult an attorney, that's great. Like, because I know it's not going to be something I have to do every single day. On top of that, like, I just want to be able to be there. Because I know a lot of people like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to work, I can't go, I can't do this, I can't do that, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and I don't know, for me, like, I'm a very loyal person. So once you kind of earn my loyalty, I'll follow you to hell and back. Like, that's how deep my loyalty runs. And so, like, let's say, let's give an example. Friends in a car wreck and they're in another state. I literally want to have the ability to hop on my jet, fly to wherever I need to go, and then go to the hospital and make sure that they're okay. Because I want to be there. And so there's multiple things, there's multiple reasons, there's multiples of everything. So but the core values, like I've said, and to me it's like a tree and it branches off into all these other branches of reasonings. But the core, the value, the base, and the trunk of my tree of values is help who I want when I want and do what I want when I want. So the foundation, the base of the tree is help who I want when I want. The trunk is do what I want when I want. So, people can point fingers and say, oh, rich people are selfish, people who have money are selfish, blah, 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 blah. And honestly, it annoys me to death. But, believe it or not, and this is just a theory, rich people, I think, just shut everyone off, kind of go into the shadows, because, people think like, oh, they inherited that money, they didn't work for it, and when in all reality a lot of people just work tirelessly. They just clawed their way through hell to get to where they were. So and I think people don't realize that. And one of my biggest role models is Grant Cardone. He gives, he creates wealth, he does everything, but at the same time, he's very open with everyone. He's like, this is my life, I'm not going to apologize for it. And his biggest thing, his foundation is, I want to help people. And so that's one of the biggest reasons why he's my role model. So, yeah. One day I'll be able to do everything that I desire. And so, figure out how you can create wealth so you can help who you want, when you want, and find a role model or a couple of role models that fit your foundation, your core values. and read. Read so much information, like figure out what books those people have written and just study their material. Figure out how they created their wealth. Figure out everything. And you'll succeed. I know I'm going to succeed, so I know you will. Anyway, this has been the Friday message, and I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.